Aloha, beautiful soul. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. I'm so glad that you're here. And today on the podcast, I am sharing a repost. I'm sharing a repost, a little bit of a mashup, because right as I'm going to be sharing this episode, Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and power, is entering Aquarius for the final time in our lifetime. So this is a major, major, major planetary shift. It's an incredibly major, significant planetary shift. So we've been flirting back and forth between Pluto and Capricorn, which has been the resonating frequency of Pluto since 2008. We've been flirting back and forth between Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto and Capricorn since January 2023. Okay. And now on November 19th, 2024, Pluto will make the final ingress into Aquarius. So the day that I am recording this intro is literally the day, November 19th, that 2024, that Pluto will enter Aquarius. Pluto's in Aquarius, and Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. This is era defining astrology. And I was really feeling into what I wanted to channel on the podcast this week. And like, I'm talking about this energy with my clients. I'm teaching on this energy in angel air. And I was like, I feel like I've done a podcast on Pluto and Aquarius. And I did. I did a podcast on Pluto and Aquarius back in January of 2024. Because in January of 2024, Pluto went into Aquarius, stayed in Aquarius for 9 months, and then in September, from September 1st to November 19th, there was a little 2 month and 2 weeks. So it was like a 10-week stint of the final round of energy for Pluto and Capricorn. And now we are officially in Pluto and Aquarius. We are officially in new Earth creation. Like, people are wondering, oh, when is new Earth? When is new Earth? Well, new Earth is now. New Earth is officially now. For the next 20 years, we're building and we're going through a new death and rebirth process in the collective. So I want to reshare this. I am resharing this episode. And something that I always teach my clients, that I want to teach you, and just an awareness for you to have, is astrology is really important to study forward and back. So when I'm sharing on transits, I'm like, this is the transit, this is what to expect. And then when you go back in the history of your life and you see how it showed up, how it played out in reality, that's when you really start to build a relationship with the energies of like, oh, when this energy was present, this happened in my life. Oh, when this energy was present, this happened in the collective. This affected the way I build my dreams. This affected my health, my romance, my career, my finances, my, joy, my everything. Literally everything in life is connected to astrology in some way. Like, every single thing in life is ruled by something. Like, when I touch my neck, the neck is ruled by Taurus. It's Taurus. So I wanted to reshare this because I know I transmitted so many codes on Pluto and Aquarius, and such a time as this, it's time to revisit these codes as this planet enters this essence, this frequency yet again. And it's really significant this time because no more going back to Pluto and Capricorn. We are fully, officially Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 years. So it's 333 when I said that. How magical. 20 years from now is going to be 2044. I am going to be 53 years old. A lot will be different in my life, in your life, in the world. And so it's really important to be in relationship with these frequencies so we can work with them. And that's why I'm resharing this. I also wanted to share because when I channeled this episode, it was January 2024, okay? I want to do a recap of what happened in the last 2 months of Pluto in Capricorn. Because what happened was Pluto went back into Capricorn for a final purge. Every time any planet is in the final signs of a sign, it's like the last dying breath. It's the last gasp. Okay. Um, it was really this final exposure point of the systems, structures, definitions of success, all of these things that we have been in a death and rebirth process with since 2008. It's been really about, yeah, system structure, legacy, long-term vision, basically redefining success, all of this since 2008. And what happened and what's been exposed a lot is the oppressive structures, right? Because Pluto rules power. And when it's exposing the misuse of power in the realm of Capricorn, it is the systems that oppress. And so what was exposed when we had this final lesson? It was the final karmic lesson before entering Pluto and Aquarius. We had final lessons in Capricorn. And I have 3 bullet points written down. We had an eclipse season. We had the first Virgo Pisces nodal axis eclipse in we had North Node in Pisces eclipse this fall. We had insane weather, we had tornadoes, we had floods, we had all of this stuff. There was a ratcheting up of the genocide where the genocide moved from just being in Gaza to, okay, now it's spreading to Lebanon, like it's literally spreading. And so there was more exposure of that. And then what happened? Okay, we had the US presidential election, which was all of this astrology. You know, it was the final, during this final Pluto in Capricorn, there was all of this other astrology going on, but Donald Trump got reelected as the president of the United States. And there was a lot of, and you know, we have Mars in Cancer and Leo right now. There was a lot of war to protect the feminine and just a lot. There's just a lot of energy of like things being exposed, systems that are oppressive being exposed. And so that was really, really evident in these final 2 months of Pluto and Capricorn. So that just goes to show you, like, we're looking back on the astrology, right? And as we enter Pluto and Aquarius for this final time, really, we received special codes. Capricorn is cardinal earth. It's leadership in the earthly realm. It's the long-term vision. It's the mountain we're here to climb. It's the legacy we're here to build. Okay, it is success. It is the systems and structures. So we just went through a 16-year death and rebirth process in the systems and structures here on earth. And we saw all the ways that they were broken. And we saw all the ways that they were oppressive. And we just had 2 months of like very visceral, extreme, like seeing. Pluto's very exposing, seeing. Yeah, this is how deep the structure is. We're witnessing the structures crumble. They're crumbling before our very eyes. And so with the arrival of Pluto in Aquarius, it's this alchemical death and rebirth and power and alchemy and transformation in the sign of the collective, in the sign of the people, in the sign of the human family, of innovation, of the visionary, of objectivity, okay, viewing everything as data, the mad scientist, invention. But the big things are community, the collective, invention, and visioning. And so this transition from Pluto and Cap to Pluto and Aquarius is We just went through a death and rebirth and exposure of all the systems that are not designed for our power. And now that that all shattered, we get to build the vision with Pluto and Aquarius, but there's going to be a death and rebirth the whole collective must go through in claiming our visions, in this humanitarianism, is that how am I saying it right? Just the human family. So that's what we're going into, is this, it's the revolution. Pluto is the planet of power. Aquarius is the people. It's power to the people. It's revolution. So I'm so excited to reshare this episode. And, I'm going to let previous me set the altar, and I'm going to just, fully receive and share that transmission again with you now. A few updates before I do. If you want to go deep with me into this astrology in a very Aquarian way, first, I'm teaching on all of this in Angel Air, which is based in audio astrology transmissions and breath work and powerful community of women all over the world building dreams together for New Earth. Join Angel Air if you want to go deep in this. And I am leading a Pluto in Aquarius masterclass experience. So this is such a big, important transit, literally a 20-year era, that I'm leading a special masterclass experience on it. So it's going to be actually more than one class. There's going to be one class where I'm teaching just the astrology, and I'm going to be teaching how it's affecting the collective and how it's affecting your unique natal chart. I'm super excited about it. There's going to be a day of integration and audio messages and opportunity for community, which is very Aquarian. And then there's going to be a breathwork journey, because Aquarius is fixed air. And so the power that you can access these next 20 years through breathwork is insanely, sanely, sanely, sanely potent. It's insanely potent. So I'm going to be leading a breathwork journey specifically for Pluto and Aquarius, for you to code in these frequencies to create with them. And then we're going to have a final day of invention and anchoring what came through in your breathwork journey. Now, the thing I want you to know is that the Pluto and Aquarius experience masterclasses are included in Angel Air. So if you want to do that, literally, so this Pluto and Aquarius masterclass experience is 222 on its own, okay? Angel Air is 222 per month. No commitment. So if you want to do Pluto and Aquarius, you can get it automatically in Angel Air. So you can either purchase it a la carte or get it in Angel Air. Now, the price is going to go up for the a la carte masterclass, because it's literally a 4-part experience. So make sure you get your ticket today if you want to be there, or just hop in Angel Air. Honestly, that's the easiest, most fantastic way to do it economically. And then you literally get a whole month of Angel Air, and you can stay if you want. But yeah, it's a really big deal. It's a really big shift. And when I come to the intention of this podcast, it's all about a better world. And a better world is really a lot coming back to these ancient codes and the ancient codes of astrology, and connecting and gathering and community, and just like the ceremony of breath work. So I really invite you to experience it, learn with us, heal yourself with us, and join in either Angel Air or Pluto in Aquarius masterclass. And of course, if you want to go deep one-on-one with me, the links to all of the ways you can do that will be in the show notes. And without further ado, please enjoy this repost podcast of Pluto in Aquarius Revolution, the age of revolution. Aloha, beautiful souls. Happy podcast day. I'm so excited to be here. And today's transmission is just blooming out of my soul, out of my body. And it's so important to talk about Pluto in Aquarius. So if you have been following me in my work, if you get my emails, if you follow me on social media, you know that, or of course, if you're in my membership, if you're one of my clients, you know I've been talking about Pluto in Aquarius because it is era defining astrology. It is so massively important. It is so deeply transformative. We will look back on this moment in history as the time where everything changed, as the time where, oh, that's when that started. And so it really is worthy of an entire podcast. And, you know, I'm not really sure what the full title of this podcast will be because, you know, in my full human design, it's revealed to me as I channel, as I speak. It really is Pluto and Aquarius deep dive. We're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about Pluto themes. We're going to talk about Aquarius themes. I'm going to give you specific dates. We're going to talk about the last time this transit happened in history. We're going to get into the internet, social media, how this plays into the Atlantean timeline, and of course, AI. So let's rock and roll, fam. And coming back to the title of this channel, A Better World with Adrienne, we are birthing a better world together, and we're doing it in deep communion with the stars, deep communion with our highest selves, deep communion with one another, because a key word of Aquarius is community. So this is all in the service of a better world. Before we begin, let us call upon the altar. The altar is the stage we set for spirit in advance, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the life-changing moments, breakthroughs, transformation, and information that gets to be channeled in this space today. So I have a bright pink hibiscus. I have a deep white with pink undertones hibiscus. I have a yellow hibiscus, and this all represents purification and fresh energy. The heart chakra is pink and yellow is power. And so a big theme of Pluto is power. And so this is calling forward deep love, deep power, and a deep fresh start for everyone, including humanity. I have an unscented white candle burning, purifying the space, calling in our ancestors, our guides. I have my OG rose quartz crystal reminding me and all of us that it's all for love. It's all for love. It's all for the love of humanity. It's all for the love of Mother Earth. It's all for the love of all beings everywhere, and truly anchoring a world that's rooted in real love, not love and light, deep, core, unconditional love. And I also have a lot of metallic elements on the altar. And to me, this represents the star beings. It represents, you know, extraterrestrial life. It represents other beings from other planets and other galaxies that have wisdom, that have guidance, that have love for us, because I really experience and know, and this is a little edgy for me to share. However, I'm just leaning into my edge more these days. They're really witnessing what's happening on the planet now and being like, oh, humans, when you gonna learn? So I have just that element of other realms with us here today. And I have a photo of me as a little girl, representing the inner child, that this gets to be fun, playful, delightful. Yes, we're talking about real shit. Yes, we're talking about potentially heavy shit. And we get to have our inner children leading the way, because joy and play is creation. Joy is the most powerful energy on the whole planet. And so we get to juice that joy daily and remember that, play is prayer. So thank you, Spirit. Now, between me and you, the listener, and us and the whole collective, and us and all of the other energies that are supporting us in our divine missions and our divine living, let us take 3 deep breaths together, connecting mind, body, and spirit. So take a moment, no matter what you're doing, to shake out your arms, shake out your legs, let the day go. Be here now. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and feel the crunchiness of your body, any tension that you've been holding. Exhale out the mouth. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. One final inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top and feel a pink, bright light surround your whole entire body. Surround the whole entire earth. Surround every single being here in unconditional love. Open your mind and your heart and your brain to new possibilities. Exhale out the mouth. Gently blink open your eyes. Welcome to this transmission. Now that we are grounded together, we are connected together, we are in our bodies and connected to the quantum at the very same time, let us dive into Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, my loves, this is era-defining astrology. This is not just changing our lifetime. This is changing lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, the whole trajectory of humankind on Earth. Okay, so this is, when I say transits, we're going deep into astrology land. So astrology is a big part of my medicine. It's a big part of how I click into and really fuse with divine timing as a creator of my own reality on behalf of spirit as a leader of New Earth leaders. And it's something that I help my clients do as well, where we can all study our blueprints and really leverage our blueprints and leverage the divine timing. So this is divine timing for this. And so when I talk about a transit, it really just means a planet's journey through a certain sign. Okay, so the Pluto, the planet, is going to transit and now is transiting in Aquarius. So Pluto is the Lord of the underworld. It's the planet of the underworld. So Pluto moves very, very slow. The Pluto cycle lasts around 248 years usually. So we will never see, Pluto and Aquarius again in our lifetime. All right. Because it takes, around 250 years for it to go through the whole wheel of the zodiac. So we won't see this again in our lifetime. And so Pluto has been, I'm recording this podcast, by the way, for some context, on January 22nd, 2024. So at this time, Pluto just re-entered Aquarius on January 20th, which was 2 days ago. Okay. And so this was actually the second time Pluto entered Aquarius. The first time he entered Aquarius back in March of 2023. So there was a little 2-month-ish. It was more like 6 weeks. That's not correct. It was more like 10 weeks of Pluto in Aquarius, which gave us kind of a little taste of what this transit has for us. And now at the time of this recording, Pluto is in Aquarius and will stay here for several months until September 1st, 2024, where he will then retrograde back into Capricorn. Okay, and so Pluto will retrograde back into Capricorn from September 1st to November 19th, 2024. And then Pluto will finally permanently enter Aquarius on November 19th, 2024, where he will stay until 2044. So overall, this transit is going to last about 21 years. So the next 21 years of our lives will be defined by this transit. Okay, so if we just take a step back and we think about Pluto has been in Capricorn, because if we don't integrate the lessons we had leading up to this point, and I'm going to get into, what this all means and all of that. If we don't integrate and study and reflect on the lessons we learned during Pluto and Capricorn, we will not advance as far as we need to go for Pluto and Aquarius. We just won't. So it's like we have to integrate the lessons to actually live them out. You know what I'm saying? We get to do this. And so Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. And Pluto is the planet of the underworld, literally rules death and rebirth. It rules sex. It rules power. It is ruled by Scorpio, which is the alchemist, the surgeon of the zodiac. It's shadow work. It's deep alchemical shadow work. It's going to the root of an issue that's deeply painful, exposing it so you can actually heal. And it's all about mystery. And so Pluto has been in Capricorn, revealing the unhealed structures. So Capricorn rules structure, rules systems. I've been talking about Capricorn a lot lately because I'm opening my mastermind Capricorn Council, which is all about embodying, the discipline, the structure, the long-term systems to hold your sacred success and your soul's legacy and your mountain of legacy that you came here to climb. Okay. So in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn since 2008. What happened in 2008? The financial crisis. What has happened since then? Like Pluto rules other people's money, rules debt, okay, inheritance, taxes. So we had that huge financial recession in the US, which impacted the whole globe. And then it's just been since 2008, which is 16 years, I believe. Yes, 16 years of exposing all of the structures that don't have our best interest at heart, all of the structures that are, oppressing people. So it's been, it's example after example after example after example after example. And so all of this, astrologers for thousands and thousands of years were seen as very, very important guides for all rulers, for all kings and queens, for all people who are making decisions. Because why? Because we were more tapped into the ancient codes then. We were more tapped into spirit. And they were like, yeah, why wouldn't we take into account the stars? Why wouldn't we do A, B, C, D, E? And so really we've gotten away from that. And it's when we study these large arcs of history, when we start to realize like astrology is so real. Like it's textbook what happened in Pluto and Capricorn. And so we've been in that for 16 years. It's been a slow drag. So I said, I have a whole other podcast. It's called Saturn, Pluto, and Big Baller Astrology. And I talk about in that episode, I'm like, Pluto just drags his ass across the chart. And it's really like this rake of realness, this rake of exposure, this rake that just unearths everything that gets to be seen and moved through. And it's dark. Pluto's the Lord, it's the Lord of the underworld. Like, so we've seen so much exposure and oppression across humanity with women, like, you know, all of these things coming up with women, all of this stuff happening with war. It's all misuses of power and it's all systematic. Okay. Capricorn is systems. All right. So we've had this deep unearthing, this deep alchemical, uncomfortable, painful transformation happening, Pluto and Cap. Okay. And so back in March, from March 23rd to June 11th, 2023, we had our first introduction to what Pluto and Aquarius would be like. And so a powerful reflection for you would be to really reflect on that point in your life and see what happened. What happened during that time? So for me, that's when I really realized that I was moving to Maui. When I really realized that, okay, my divine assignment is not just mindful music. It's not just breath work. It's not just astrology. I'm here to lead. I'm here to be a personal brand of leadership to unlock new earth leaders on the globe. Like, I realized all of that fully in that stint. And then literally a week later was the Schumann resonance incident, the new moon in Gemini, June 17th, 2023. That's when I booked my ticket. That's when I booked my place to stay on Maui, having never been here. That's when I gave notice to my landlords and I was like, I'm leaving Chicago. That's when I started telling my clients, like, hey, like I'm leaving. So that was the first taste of what Pluto and Aquarius was. So think back on your life and see what kind of transformations, decisions, things happened for you. And then Pluto went retrograde back into Capricorn and we got more lessons, more unearthing. This is when the war broke out in Palestine and Gaza, okay? Literal genocide on our planet again. Systematic oppression. Pluto rules death. Systematic death. Okay. And I'm not saying any of this to scare you. I'm saying this to prepare you and to be real, because we can't create anything real if we're not willing to be real about the truth right now. If we want a real, lasting, better world of new earth based in love and abundance, we must be real about right now. We can't build something from illusion. We can't build something. We can't bring our 5D visions to the 3D without being really tapped into the reality of the 3D. Okay. The matrix, which is a system, a structure that we live within, that is designed to oppress us. Okay. So we going deep, y'all. So just remember, during this whole episode, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to prepare you and to empower you, because remember what Seneca said, luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. So right now we're preparing, and the opportunity is Pluto and Aquarius for the next 21 years, where we have the golden green light of destiny from spirit to step forward in leading a new earth that is for the people, for the collective. based in love and liberation, breaking these shackles that have held us for way too long. Pluto in Aquarius is our destiny. So now we are in Pluto in Aquarius again. And it's a longer, we have, 9 months basically of this. And so we're going to get more of a taste of what this means. And then we have another retrograde back in Capricorn, which happens to be during election season, of course. And so we will get some final lessons in these systems, things to be unearthed, things to be exposed, lessons to learn and take with us as golden nuggets of wisdom for Pluto and Aquarius. So we have the layout, right? We have the layout of this transit, what the dates, okay? And now I really want to take us back into the arc of history, because remember I said a cycle of Pluto lasts around 250 years, right? A cycle of Pluto lasts around 250 years. So the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, it was what historians called the Age of Revolution. Okay. During this time, there was the Haitian Revolution, the French Revolution, and the American Revolution. Revolution is a key word of Aquarius. So when we look back on the arc of history, similar to, when you look back on transits in your own life, for example, like I know certain ways of being for me that work during, Mercury retrograde, or like a Venus transit, or like the more reps I get on transits, I'm like, oh yeah, during Scorpio season, like this is usually how I feel, what the vibe is. We don't have that frame of reference for Pluto because we don't experience it more than once in our lifetime, and he moves so slow, like it's hard to really gain a grasp on that. But what we can do is learn from history. And so when we look back on the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, it was literally the Haitian Revolution, the French Revolution, and the American Revolution. Aquarius rules revolution. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the planet of shock, upheaval, change, revolution, innovation. It's electric. Aquarius rules the internet. It rules the collective. It rules community. It rules technology. It's literally fixed air. It rules the mind space. Okay. And so basically, the last time this happened, there was revolution around the globe for liberation and freedom and doing the right thing for all humans. Okay. So this just gives us a window back into the last time this transit happened. Okay. And so now we are opening up this new way that will be expressed. And so we're going to be in this until 2044. So how old am I right now? I'm 32. And so 20 years from now, I will be 52. So from now until I'm 52, literally, Pluto will be in Aquarius. This is our revolution, my loves. This is our revolution. So now I'm going to get into key themes. And everything I say in this episode is to prepare you, to equip you, for you to learn, and for you to really reflect and decide how you're going to be in relationship with this transit, with this era defining astrology. Okay, we're moving toward the age of Aquarius. All right, this is us claiming our role in actually birthing new Earth. So key Pluto themes. Pluto is the Dark Lord. He's the planet of the underworld, sex, power, manipulation. There's all these different expressions of power, okay? Power is a key theme of Pluto. It rules other people's money. Pluto's ruled by Scorpio. All right. It's all about death and rebirth. The phoenix that rises from the ash. It's about quantum money. It's about water money, not, stack, 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 stack. It's very, very quantum. It's investing. It rules. Pluto is all about death, and death as a means to the rebirth. But it's painful death because Pluto doesn't fuck around. Pluto is like, I know what's required. I see the root of the issue. It must be exposed. It must be exposed. And so Pluto exposes a lot. And when we ride with Pluto, we rise into our power. Okay? So it's a major death and rebirth in the theme of Aquarius. So what does Aquarius rule? Aquarius is the collective. Aquarius is innovation. Aquarius is the water bearer. It's the truth bearer, right? It's like information, rules the internet, rules the interconnectedness of all of us. Like COVID was, Saturn in Aquarius was restriction in fixed air, global airborne pandemic that showed that we were one. That's what it was. So just gathering, this is a big transmission. Aquarius is very data driven. It's all about self-actualization. It's all about advancement. It's all about innovation. It's all about the collective. And Aquarius is a collective that is full of self-actualized individuals. So when we talk about Aquarius, we're automatically talking about Leo because the Aquarius Leo axis, right? Leo rules the individual. Shine your light, shine your light, shine your light. Be you, be bright, be big. Okay. And Aquarius is like, it's not about me, it's about the collective. It's not about me, it's about the collective. The shadow of that can be ignoring your own needs and being overly detached. Shadows of Aquarius or unhealed expressions of Aquarius can be so emotionally distant, so cold, so data driven, so detached that they dissociate, that they dehumanize. Okay. So that's something to be very, very aware of, that Pluto and Aquarius will bring up these unhealed aspects for us to examine. Okay. So this is the vibe of Pluto and Aquarius. Okay. So now we know what Pluto does. Now we know about Aquarius. And I really want to dive into some key themes that just really came through for me in terms of this era defining transit and things to be aware of, predictions. I don't know if I love the word predictions, but there are things we can expect just because it's written in the stars. There are things we can expect because it's written in the stars. Like when 2020 happened, I've said this many times on the podcast, astrologers everywhere were like, yo, what is about to happen in 2020? We have Saturn in Aquarius squaring Mars at all these points. And several astrologers listed out pandemics as something that could be possible. And guess what happened? All right. So here's the key things that came up for me. So technology will advance at a rapid clip. The age of Aquarius. Aquarius rules technology. Aquarius rules the internet. Aquarius rules the collective. And this is a huge way we connect as a collective. So technology will continue to advance. What I will say about technology is we must stay in control of our technology. So if you are in any of my programs, if you've ever been my client, if you just listen to the podcast, you know I'm an evangelist for digital detox. I'm an evangelist for, you are in command of your tech. This is going to be vital. as we move forward in New Earth. Because as we know, New Earth is based in the ancient codes of Mother Earth. New Earth is based in the ancient codes of the stars. New Earth is based in the ancient codes of organic abundance. Okay? So technology will advance. If you think you get hijacked by the scroll now, just wait. Just wait. So technology will move forward as both a force that can deeply, deeply unite us and a force that can deeply, deeply take us out of our own power. So it's just something to be aware of. Okay. Aquarius rules the internet. The internet, like the fact that you and I get to connect right now via this podcast, shout out to the internet. Shout out to innovation, right? This is a time of massive, massive innovation. So if you've been sitting on an idea and not making it, go make it. If you've been wanting to lead and you're hesitating, stop hesitating and go. The North Node is in Aries, bold moves. And I invite you to do it, this idea of technology, I'm going to come back to that. Technology, the real technology that we will channel through the technology of like phones, computers, all of this is the technology from Mother Earth, is the technology of remembering our past lives, is the technology of remembering these downloads that came from Gaia, that came from all of these previous iterations of us. Okay, that is the real technology, and we get to leverage and use the technology we're building here, however, in our full power, with full integrity, not allowing ourselves to be hijacked. Okay, and so when we transition to the internet, Aquarius literally rules the internet. This is how we will stay connected. This is how we will communicate when darkness advances, when the revolution heats up, because it will heat up, my loves. Look at the genocide happening right now. It's literally the most documented genocide ever in history because of the internet. And yet it continues. And yet it continues. And so this is another reason why I have this podcast and why, I really am focusing so deeply on this podcast, on my email list, because I don't trust social media for 1 minute. It's too censored. It's way too censored. And it's censored on purpose because truth tellers, when we get loud enough, we will overthrow these systems. And it won't be just through words, y'all. It'll be through the actions we take, the moves we make, the things we're willing to heal in ourselves so we can become the people to lead this revolution. Okay, and a lot of this is going to happen through the internet. Like you and I are connecting right now through the internet. I have connected with other New Earth leaders around the globe through the internet. We are no longer at the mercy of our physical location to connect with our soul pad. And so a soul pad is kind of like soul family, but it just is more ancient to me. A soul pad is people that you were with on the other side when you chose to come back in this life, and you took an oath and you said, hey, we're part of the same soul pad and we are coming back at this specific time to fucking build New Earth. And I'll see you when my healing and my life journey is meant to align with yours, and when we get together, we gonna fly. And so a lot of us, we are connecting with our soul pad through the internet, because I believe and I know in every soul of my body that we are being positioned, divinely orchestrated by spirit in specific places on the globe to channel our divine assignments during Pluto and Aquarius. Okay, Pluto rules power. And what we will see, what you can expect, There are 3 different expressions of power. Maybe there's 4. I'll say 4. So there's 4 expressions of power. There's power over, there's power to, there's power with, and there's power within. Okay, and we will see all 4 expressions of power, and there will be a deep power struggle during Pluto in Aquarius. Because power over is what has run the show for so long. It's the oppressive forces. And guess what? With Pluto and Aquarius, technology will be leveraged and used to oppress the people. AI will be used. Here's the thing, all of this is just like money. It's just like money. So technology, internet, social media, AI, it's just like money in that it's neutral. The way it gets expressed depends on whose hands it's in. All right. And right now, there's a lot of people who have a lot of power and a lot of technology that are using it to advance darkness, that are using it to oppress. Because remember, Pluto rules manipulation when it's unhealed. All right. And so power over. There's also power to. A lot of people say power to the people, power to the people. And I never fully resonated with that, because underneath that, the sponsoring thought and the sponsoring belief is giving power away. We give power away. We give power away. We give power away. Okay. And I don't believe in that. I believe and exist in an abundant universe where we can all have power. We can all have full potency and full power. All right. So it's not power over or power to that's going to win the day. It's power with and power within. So power with, when I'm in my power, you're in your power. There's not limited power. All right. And wielding this power with precision to advance the agenda of the light. So the biggest thing that has always blocked spiritual beings, that has blocked the collective, that has blocked our human family and community, is power over and power to. And we are tapping into power with and power within. So if you're someone who has failed to really recognize your innate power, buckle up, double down, do that now. Do whatever it takes to access your full power. I don't care, join my membership, join one of my master classes, work with me one-on-one, find someone else that you resonate to work with if it's not me, but do not disown your power. Your power is more important now than ever with Pluto in Aquarius. And so social media, this is what I see and what I feel for social media is that, it will blow up. It will continue to expand. It will continue as a very, a way that we can connect for the collective in Pluto and Aquarius, and it will get turned off. I've seen it so many times through my third eye. It will get turned off more than once, because we will start speaking and the revolution will start rising and the people will start exclaiming, hey, I'm in my power. We will start questioning. We will start seeing the truth, and we will do something about it, and we will band together. And the Matrix won't like that. So what are they going to do? Unplug social media, which then again, why do you think I'm focusing on email and podcast? So by the way, if you aren't on my email list, please subscribe. I send love letters. I send inspiration. I send all the ways that you can currently work with me. It's the best way to be in my world, in my opinion, besides this podcast. So let's talk about AI. AI is on a lot of people's minds, and it really ties into the timeline of Lemuria and Atlantis. Okay, so when we talk about Lemuria and Atlantis, these are previous civilizations that existed. And right now I live on Maui. I live on Mu. This is Lemuria. I live on Lemuria now. And Lemuria is very Venusian. And Atlantis is very Uranian. Atlantis is when innovation and progress and advancement really started taking, having a rapid clip. And it's really when Lemuria and Atlantis split off, where Lemuria was more rooted in the codes of the abundance of Venus with Mother Earth, and Atlantis was, yes, here for the potential and the self-actualization of humanity and advancement and all of this thing, which to me feels very, very similar to AI. There were choice points that occurred before where people got so power hungry and so technology hungry and so focused on the advancement that they lost integrity, with the truth of Mother Earth, with the truth of unconditional love. And when all of these distortions came in, and this is when the falls happened. Okay, and so what we're seeing now with AI, which is actually so interesting, because when I went to press record on this podcast, for the first time ever, I got a prompt to use AI companion on Zoom. And I was like, of course I'm getting that prompt today, because I'm about to talk about AI. So there's nothing innately wrong with AI. I think this is a beautiful bridge of efficiency, of innovation, of possibility. It's very Uranian. It's very to invent, to innovate. We get to tap into technology. We get to be supported. But you know what? It's literally robots. It's literally robots. And I'm just thinking of that movie where, what is it? 2001, A Space Odyssey. When literally the spaceship gets so, self-aware and like doesn't follow the instructions of the human. He's like, open the bay doors. And then it refuses to do it and they die. Okay, that's a bit morbid. However, remember, I'm committed to truth. My core values as a leader are safety, truth, and power. That's it. Safety, truth, and power. So this is probable, possible, and we can expect entities of darkness to leverage AI in unhealed, out of integrity ways. We can expect that. That's classic Pluto and Aquarius. I say classic because it just is like, it's textbook. This is what we get to be aware of. And so with AI, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And I'm not saying don't use AI, like it or not, it's here to stay. So this is what we get to do, is discover what's the new Earth way of using AI. How can we use AI to advance the agenda of Gaia, of Mother Earth, of the ancient codes of wisdom, not this inorganic timeline of robots and disconnecting us from our humanity. Okay, it's very, very important. Very important. Dumbledore said in Harry Potter, which, by the way, I did a whole podcast about the age of Aquarius and the path forward, and I quoted Dumbledore a couple times because I know in every fiber of my being that, like, Star Wars, Hunger Games, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, all of that stuff was channeled so we could see examples of spiritual warfare and what that really means. Dumbledore said, we must all choose between what's right and what's easy. And it's going to be really, really easy to ignore this stuff. It's going to be really, really easy to opt out. It's going to be really, really easy to not want to ruffle feathers, to not want to be the odd one out, to not want to be the crazy person in your family that talks about revolution and all of this stuff. But it's like, you must choose between what's right and what's easy. And the right thing is usually not the easy thing. So we must stay rooted in our humanity. We must stay rooted in integrity. We must stay rooted in Mother Earth for New Earth. Because Aquarius is advancement, it's knowledge, it's data, it's potential, it's innovation, it's technology, it's the human family, right? And there are low vibrations and shadow potentials that will be exposed because remember, Pluto is all about power, using technology to oppress the collective. Okay, so this is really important, and it's very, very similar to when the timeline split off between Lemuria and Atlantis. It really is. Like, I'm having massive rememberings in my cells. I'm having massive rememberings in my cells where it's like, oh, Lemuria was like amazing, and it was literally just abundance, and like we didn't even have money because prosperity was just every moment, all moment, like forever and ever, amen. And then we started leaning into inorganic things in Atlantis. We started leaving this umbilical cord of connection with Mother Earth. We started leaving the force and following the flashy technology that led us away from the core of humanity. So it's really, really, really important. This is Pluto and Aquarius. So this is just what we can expect. And here's some positive that I really, really expect too. I expect an uprising. I expect a revolution, and it's not going to be easy. It will be painful. It will be gruesome. I believe when we choose well, we can win the day. We can win the day, my loves. It's the age of Aquarius, the collective, the human family. And so community is a really key word of Aquarian energy. And there is a word in Hawaiian, and it's ohana, and it means family. And this is all about family, the human family. And we get to bring the power to the family, to the whole family, no matter what color your skin is, no matter what gender you do or do not subscribe to, no matter where you live, no matter what you've done up to this point, you are family. And so we really get to separate people's souls from their behavior, because we're seeing a lot of deeply disturbing, unacceptable behavior that gets to be held really accountable. And also see that these are very extremely wounded souls. It's not their actual soul. And I really believe that people chose roles on the other side for the evolution of humanity, and some chose roles where they do that so we can heal. Because there's only two circumstances where lasting change happens: when things get bad enough, or where you want to go gets good enough. And Pluto and Aquarius is like, things are going to get bad for us to actually change. So I hope this episode isn't too much of a downer. It's our revolution. It's our revolution. This is why this matters. This is why I'm doing a whole podcast on this, because we get to take our power back through technology. We get to take our power back through how we engage with the internet, through social media, through deep connection with one another, through remembering our power, through remembering our humanity, through knowing that, yes, we have all this technology to anchor and advance the agenda of the light, the true light, not the love and light, but the actual anchors of light, where we take 5D visions and we manifest them into the 3D. If we look back on the arc of history, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, Haitian Revolution, French Revolution, American Revolution. I live in America. I'm an American. I have a German heritage. I got some Dutch in there as well. I got some English in there as well, but I'm American. The fact that I live life the way I do, the fact that we have freedom here, even though, like, yes, there are all these entities that be, and like a lot of corruption, of course, compared to most of the globe, I live a fairy tale. I'm a single woman. I have my own bank account. I have my own business. That's a fucking mind-blowing miracle to most of the world, where they don't have freedom. So look at those 3 examples of like people, large groups of people creating revolution and freedom and a whole new way of life. That's what we're doing in Pluto and Aquarius. It's power. It's power to the people, my love. And so none of this is going to happen by accident. None of it's going to happen overnight. It's literally like all the way till 2024. So whatever age you are right now, add 20. That's when Pluto will leave Aquarius, okay? And then we'll have a whole other podcast or whatever technology we have at that point, where I talk about, okay, fam, this is what we're doing now. But this is era defining. And so my intention with this episode is to educate you, to equip you, and to light a fire of revolution in your soul. Because if you resonate with me and my work, you are a new Earth leader. You have a mission here on planet Earth. You have been training for this for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. And now is your time to make your contribution to the advancement of humanity during Pluto and Aquarius. It's not time to sit back. It's not time to be complacent. It's time to grab your power and learn how to wield it with precision on behalf of Source, on behalf of Spirit, on behalf of the human family. It's time. It's so time. This is our revolution. So I really invite you to reflect on what this means for you. What is your revolution? What are you willing to shock, open, and awake? What are you willing to take a stand for? When the chips are down and you must choose between what's right and what's easy, what will you choose? How does this play into your relationship with technology, the internet, social media? Did you feel anything when I was talking about the Atlantean times versus Lemuria, like AI, power, innovation, social justice? Really reflect on this. It's our revolution, and it's let's fucking go. That's what this is. It's let's fucking go. No more pretending this isn't a big deal. No more half-assing a spiritual path. Like this defines the trajectory of humanity for the kind of world we will leave our daughters and their daughters and their daughters and their daughters. Do we want a world full of robots of darkness? Or do we want a world full of robots that are deeply rooted and take commands from humans connected to spirit? That's a very specific example, but it's just a lot to think about and a lot to metabolize. So thank you for being here and listening. all the way to the end. If you listened all the way to the end, I know you're committed. I know you're committed for new Earth. So Pluto in Aquarius is here. This is our revolution. It's our revolution and rebellion and uprising for the people. I have a couple invitations. If you want to step forward as a leader during this time, join my 2024 Mastermind Capricorn Council. It is based in the realms of Capricorn for spiritual endurance, long-term vision, and architecture of visions. And it's happening during Pluto and Aquarius for you to claim your power as we unlock the path forward in the revolution of humanity and the human family. So we are beginning of February. So the dates are, the exact date is revealing itself as people sign up and say yes to your divine assignment. This is an intimate cohort for you to lead during this massively important time in humanity. So if this is you, the application is in the show notes. You can also DM me on Instagram if you're interested. So other ways that you can work with me, I have spaces open for one-on-one mentorship. So if you want to ride with me one-on-one, go apply in the show notes. This is high touch, my most luxury experience, but really leaning into this idea of community. Community, you don't need to do it alone. By the way, walking alone is an old program. So in this realm of Aquarius, the mastermind with community. If you want to work with me one-on-one, community with you and I, where we ride together, you can actually do it in tandem with a mastermind if you want. My signature program, 3D Moves, is a community of mystics who make moves to make visions real. And of course, New Earth Temple, which we meet for new moon and full moon breath work to quantum manifest with the astrology. So all of these are available to you, beautiful soul. And I invite you to hop into the one that feels correct for you. And I invite you to hop in one that feels edgy for you. So like if you know you want a cohort and you know you want to step into your spiritual leadership and you know you want to build visions, mastermind is for you. If you know you want to do consistent, by the way, New Earth Temple and 3D Moves is automatically included in my mastermind and, depending on your package, in one-on-one mentorship. So I really just invite you to focus on these ideas of community, innovation for the whole collective, and your individuality, because Aquarius is, you know, a self-actualized collective is made of self-actualized individuals. So choose what's going to advance your soul's growth and the mission for the collective at the very same time. Woo. Wow. This is an important transmission. Thank you so much for being here. This is Pluto and Aquarius Deep Dive. I have no idea what the title will fully be when I drop this, but it will be very, very obvious. So I'm sending you a beautiful day. I'm sending you power. I'm sending you everything you need to integrate this message. I'm sending you magic. I'm sending you joy, possibility. Go out there, be an amazing you. Make a stranger smile, because it charges the whole field. It charges your heart. It charges their heart. It charges everything. Don't forget how amazing you are. Don't forget that you are powerful beyond measure, and you are the creator of your reality. And you can create a new reality when you are willing to become the version of you that can hold it, that can make it, that can live it. I love you so much. Here we go, Pluto and Aquarius. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.